My father always told me, in life, you must set goals. You must set goals. Now, I set a goal this January that I would beat Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4 and get to play Rising. And beat that. Initially, my main motivation was just so I could play Rising without having any spoilers. But I soon fell in love with the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I mean, damn, that was a blast. I gotta be honest with you guys right now. If none of you ever played Metal Gear Solid, play it. Play it now. Download the PS1 version and play that shit right now, son. What an adventure. Now, in a way, I may not have completed my goal because I was playing it on a PSP and I could not get the second disc to work. So I had to watch the second disc on fucking BitchTube, you know. But, alas, I pretty much was gonna beat the game anyway, so I'm gonna count that shit anyway, and I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I beat 1 through 4, la 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 la. But, alas, straight out right now, I guess in a way I'm reviewing the fucking series. 1 and 3 are probably the best ones I played. 2 was good, and so was 4, but they weren't as great as 1 and 3. 1 being great because this is Snake at his youngest point, in his prime, being a beast, kicking all sorts of ass, you know, just a straight up monster. Getting all the bitches, getting that fox die, you know, Snake is a fucking bad ass. Now, I guess I shouldn't spoil people, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm gonna spoil it anyway. Snake is probably gonna be one of my favorite video game characters now. I don't know why. It's just like he's just a badass, and the whole thing with the character development between him and everyone else, and the whole rivalry thing that went on with him and Big Boss before the series even started, but you could feel it's there. It's powerful shit, man. Metal Gear Solid 2, I thought I was going to be playing with Snake for the entire time, but now we're in the game, I ended up playing with Raiden. Now, initially I was shocked, but I didn't care. But apparently there's a lot of Metal Gear Solid bitch fans, I'm not going to call them true fans, the bitch fans that were crying about, I'm going to play with Snake, I can't play with Snake. Look, they pretty much play the same, except Raiden moves a little bit fancier than Snake does. Who cares? That's why I call them bitch fans, because they're not real fans. If they switch up the main character for one game and you cry, you're not a real fan. And I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 2, to be real with you. And the only thing that fucked me up with that game was how bizarre it got near the end. I mean, fucking Raiden taking on like all those Metal Gear Rays by himself. And what's up with Metal Gear Ray? That shit sucks. That shit sucks. It's supposed to be like the most upgraded thing. It's the first boss in Revengeance. Snake takes it down in a fucking Rex that's been in a fucking Shadow Moses for 9 years. He takes it in and takes it out in a fucking Rex and beats the shit out of Liquid with it. Raiden just solos like, what, 9 of them? Ray sucks. Metal Gear Ray is garbage, and for no reason. And they made a big deal out of it, but Rex is the best Metal Gear there will ever be. Cause fuck geckos. I don't even know if geckos count as the fucking whatever. Anyway, this franchise, I've fallen in love with it. I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5, although they have the man from the 24 series playing Big Boss instead of David Hayter, who we all grown to love and all that shit. But I don't mind having him like gone for one game. I mean, I've heard him long enough, and I've only played it for like what, 6 months. The guy from 24 isn't a bad voice for Big Boss, to be real. And I wouldn't boycott the game just because you know, David Hayter's not in it. If you're a real Metal Gear Solid fan and not a bitch fan, the difference. You know the difference. You should buy this game. Anyone who's a real fan like me will buy the game. I bought every other Metal Gear Solid game except for one, and I didn't buy Metal Gear Rising because I borrowed that shit from my friend Ronald. And to be fucking real with you, I would not pay $60 for that game. I love Metal Gear Rising to death. I love it to death. But why the hell is it only like 6 hours long? $65 for... It's like you're paying $10 per hour. $6 for like a $60 for like a 6 hour game. And I know they got replay value, all that bullshit, but it needs people. The industry needs to make action games longer. They're not long enough. I mean, Uncharted has a decent length, I would say, but Metal Gear Solid isn't. I mean, Metal Gear Solid wasn't too short. It was definitely like, it took at least 12 hours. It was double the time of Rising. But for some reason, Rising was only 6 hours. And for those bitch fans crying about Rising, for some reason, bitch fans just don't really like Rising. Bitch fans always talk about, well, he's just too pretty. Look, man, who gives a fuck, man? If he plays like a badass, why the fuck do you care? Any man should want to give $60, well, initially, before he finds out how short the game is. He would want to give $60 to, like, be a cyborg ninja, right? What's so wrong about a cyborg ninja? Cyborg ninjas are fucking badass, and so is Raiden. So it's a win-win. You're not going to play a snake in Metal Gear Rising, are you? They're like, well, he just turned into a DMC whack up. That's why you're a bitch fan, because you don't like change. You want everything to be the same forever. You're a baby. You'll never grow up. And that's the end of it. Now, Metal Gear Rising may have had one of the best final bosses I've seen out of the series. However, 4 and 3 have great final bosses. Great. The fight with the boss at the end of 3 was so emotionally moving. Your boy Mecha Slash might have shed a tear or two after the fact, after I realized what I had done to the boss, my beloved. I gotta work on my snake impression, but you get Gray Fox. We'll give it another shot later. But I gotta say, if you have not picked up this series yet, you need to do it. Although I might have spoiled a little bit for you. I don't think I went into too much detail. Actually, I did not. So, motherfucker, if you have not played Metal Gear Solid, I say do it now. If you have placed any value on the words I've given to you today, it would be to play Metal Gear Solid. Because you ain't missing out. I mean, you're missing out on something. Fuck, I'm not doing a good job of advertising today, but you're missing out on something. I say play it now, and if you don't play it, there's something wrong with you. Now, this is how a fucking shooter should be, even though it's not really a shooter. It's like a sneaking game with shooting mechanics, but it's actually interesting. The story's good. I like the characters, all that shit. Some shit. Kojima's really does some fucked up shit where it just makes you look at them like, are you a dumbass? But then he does some shit that makes you praise him as a genius again. He's like, if Kubo was sniffing crack cocaine 24/7, that's Kojima. That's Kojima. And that's why he makes so many fucking mistakes. You're just like, Kojima, what the fuck are you doing? Big boss is back? Kojima, what the fuck? Alas, alas, alas. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a very moving piece of work. I enjoyed playing with old Snake, even though it was kind of heart-wrenching at times. I put on the young Snake skin, but for the final battle, I made sure to put on the fucking old Snake skin so I can go out like a fucking champion. And I did. I did. So that's my video game recommendation of the week for you. Hope you liked it. I know I like making it. So if I like making it, I would love my viewers to like viewing it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I love Metal Gear Solid. I love you guys. So I thought, why not show them, the people, what they need to be playing? Not Call of Duty, not Halo, but Metal Gear Solid.